Hi, everyone. Diana Rankin here. Thank you for joining us today. Always good to hear, or always good to see you or hear from you and learn where you're from. We're having a beautiful sunny day here in Ohio. And there's little Miss Piper back there. She, she's laying on the floor. She does that when it gets a little too hot, and then she moves into her bed. And sometimes she just kind of likes to hide, and that's okay. All right. What we're going to do today is after we made it, we're going to answer one of your questions. We will also, I'm getting off track, didn't I? We were also going to get a message from our book, one of my books, The Master's Book of Answers by Phillip, who is my spirit guide. And as many of you know, every page is a different wisdom. And so this isn't a book that you sit down and read from cover to cover. Some of my other books are. But this is one of those that, like I always ask in the morning, what's your message for me today, Philip? And then I open it to any page. And we'll do that later and get our message for the week. Last week was our predictions, but the week before that, and I did put the link below, the week before that, we answered a question of yours questions about how do we learn to love our enemies. And Philip describes or defines enemies as anyone who has hurt us or done us harm. And that produced another question from a reader who wrote and said, what if these are relatives, like a daughter or a parent? How do we deal with that when it's not really someone we can remove from our lives? Hello, Sheila. She says, hello, Diana. How are you? Piper and Lily doing? And Vivian says, hello, Diana from Montreal. Well, I'm going to guess it's a little bit warmer here in Ohio than in Montreal, and we need it. It's been really, we've been having like cold weather, been having like down in the 30s and frost warnings at night. And it's actually going up, I believe, in the mid 70s today, if not today, before the week's out. So it's beautiful here. And Sheila, thank you. Lily and Piper's back here. There she is. Lily she likes to crawl under the covers in the bed. So she's hiding under the covers in the bed. So we're all fine. And Sheila says the weather is finally better in Amsterdam, and I hope the weather in Ohio is also good. I'm glad to hear it's nicer in Amsterdam. Amsterdam. Today is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to make sure and get outside and run some errands when we finish the video today. Juliet says hello and happy beautiful Friday. Yes, Juliet, I know, lives in Ohio. She lives actually maybe an hour or so south of me. And so she's probably having even warmer weather than I'm having here, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm very happy. So anyway, what we're going to do today, because after we did the video of how do we love an enemy, someone wrote and said, what if that's a close relative? How do you deal with that, especially if they keep hurting you? And, I have a couple of clients going through this. Well, several clients going through this right now. So I think this video, part 2, and this may be the first time I've ever done a part 2. I'm not sure. But here we go. So the full question, or the series of questions, is how can we love an enemy? What if an enemy is a close family member, children, or siblings? How can we love people we don't like? How can we love people who have hurt us and continue to do so with treacherous behavior? We all have relatives that we might trade in, shall I say. I think everybody has that, or even friends or coworkers, or people that, they're not our favorite people in the world, but we need to be able to live with them. And yes, I just had all my lights blink. So I'm not sure what's going on, but we're not having storms. We're having beautiful weather. So if I lose you, just know that everything's okay, I think, but there's something going on with the lights. Anyway, we'll see if we can't get through this. And then the the question goes on, how do we release sadness, resentment, animosity from our consciousness? I mentioned about 2 weeks ago, we made the first part of this video. There's also another video I have that you might find helpful, and I put the link to that below as well. And that is how to change the energy between you and the other. Now, I do want to say, I think there are 4 different uh, exercises or processes on that video, but do not do the last one. That really will get the person out of your life. So if you're not ready for the person to be completely out of your life, do the first 3, but don't do the last one. Or do they're actually, the first one is very simple. This is if somebody cuts you off, or when you're having an argument with someone, you can quickly change the energy by changing your energy, simply saying, bless you and bless you and bless me, and that will change the energy. The next one has 3 parts to it, and it's about cutting the chakras, et cetera, et cetera. I won't take time now to do it. And then the last one is a neuro-linguistic process, and that literally will get the person out of your life. So don't do that unless you really don't want them in your life, period. Okay, here's what Phillip says that continues with how can we love an enemy. We wish to begin by reminding you we use the word enemy as reference to anyone who has harmed or hurt you. We also remind you that everything in your life is created by you for the purpose of growth. That's a hard one. That really is, but it's true. This stated, we will say that you are not in control of anything. You are, however, in charge of your life. This means whether or not to continue. No, excuse me. No, this means whether or not, to continue to keep the enemy near you is up to you. It also means you are in charge of your actions, reactions. I don't even know what the next word is. It looks like deeps, and I'm not sure what that means, and emotions. So we are in charge of our lives, is what it's saying. You're in charge of you, and you are the only one in charge of you. This also means that you are not in charge of the other, or can you control them. There is a difference between control and being in charge. This also means no one can control you, and that there is only one person in charge of you. And it is not the enemy, it's you. When you feel angered or hurt by another, you are experiencing human emotions. You must remember human emotions are felt by the human aspect of you, but you are not only human. Philip's syntax is different than I normally speak or write, so sometimes I get stumbled. You have learned I am so not perfect, right? Okay, let's go on. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. This means you draw into your life that which you wish to experience as a human. At any time, you are allowed to change the experience you are having. However, this may not be easy or wise, or it may be. Let us explain. Before birth into this life, you chose to have certain experiences to help you grow. This is the story, hero or heroine's journey, your life's journey, or if you wish, your spiritual journey. It is how you learn and grow from the experiences you choose that determines whether you complete the journey of that experience in this lifetime or another. You do not have to have the experience, but you may choose to do so, that you may then complete the journey of that experience. The problem arises when we continue to act and react in the same manner time after time. The human brain creates grooves from the mind's input. Every thought has its own energy groove in the brain, or if you prefer, its own electrical charge. These electrical charges, or energy grooves, affect the brain's chemistry. The chemistry builds on love or fear. It makes no distinction. For example, every time a child is scolded, that child's brain creates an energy groove that says they are bad or not good enough. The more they are scolded harshly, the deeper the groove. This continues into adulthood with the person telling themselves they aren't good enough or worthy of kindness. If the brain grooves grow too deep, the body chemistry changes to the point the person may have difficulty remembering who they are, or they may not be able to remember at all. To love the enemy, you must be able to remember you are a spirit of energy. To love the enemy, you must remember. To love the enemy, you must be able to remember you are a spirit of energy experiencing a story as a human. Oh, I want to catch up with all of you, but I want to finish this first. We're almost there. To love the enemy, you must be able to remember you are a spirit of energy experiencing a story as a human. Once you're able to see even a glimpse of who you are then able to begin the work of healing and changing your energy, which changes the energy around you. This is not to say everything will suddenly be easy and no harm or hurt will come to you. It is to say, once you understand who you are then able to work through why you are having the experience. Have you decided to see dark because you can then see light? Is there a tie from another life? Is this for the experience so you can have greater understanding and empathy for others? If we look at those you call masters, we ask you, have they had an easy life? Of course not. Being human is having all the experiences of human emotions, but not getting lost in those of fear-based. It is remembering who you are. You are spirit energy, which is pure love. Ah. Mike, hello, good to see you. And he said the last one must be murder. I'm not sure I'm following you there, Mike. I must have missed something. And then Sheila says, haha, LOL. And Sheila, thank you. She has sent a donation. It looks like, I believe those are pounds, but I'm not sure. But thank you. I am so grateful for that. Um, I went back and watched one of the videos and saw the ads and they just interrupt. So I just said no more ads on YouTube, taking those off, and I found out how to do that. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Robin says, good afternoon and happy Friday from sunny South Carolina. Oh, I bet it's really lovely there, and that's a beautiful area. You've got the beach and you've got the mountains, and so beautiful area. Let's get our message. I want you to remember, you just have to remember who you are. And remember, we're all in this having our experiences. We don't necessarily like them, but we ask for them. We just don't always know that we ask for them. Okay, here we go. All right. I'm hearing right a little bit stronger. Left was coming through, but I'm hearing right. So if you heard right, we're in sync. Our intuition's in sync, and that's your message. If you heard left, though, pay attention to that because that's a message you need to hear. And guess who went into her bed and went to sleep here? Okay, this is page 65. This is right. This is our message for everyone. When I say right, I'm talking about the page. You are a unique soul who was put on this earth to be the individual you are. You are a unique soul who was put on this earth to be the individual you are. Oh, my friends, if we could just all really get that, if we would just really recognize, what Phillip was telling us here, as children, we probably heard a scolding, and we probably deserved it in some ways, but we can't keep scolding ourselves as we turn into adults. We have to erase that, or not erase it, but recharge it into something a lot more positive. And remember, you are a unique soul who was put on this earth to be the individual you are. Be who you are. Be your greatest self. That's all we have to do. You know, having a public life, to some extent, anybody who wants can tell me what a rotten person I am. And that's not the same as a relative. That's not the same as someone we love hurting us. But yeah, those can sting if we let them. And so that's where the bless you, bless me comes in, because that person who thinks I'm a horrible person, you know, you got to feel kind of sorry for them, because I know I'm not a horrible person. Hopefully, you all know you're not a horrible person. So don't let those stings come, not from a relative, not from someone you love, and certainly not from a stranger, because you are a unique soul who was put on this earth to be the individual you are. Now, if you heard left, this is page 64. This is a message for you. It says, God has not moved, you have. God has not moved, you have. Well, my friends, it is always so good um, to see all of you. It's so exciting when I can see you live like this. I love it. I feel like I'm not alone in the world, or not alone just sitting here with my computer and talking to myself. I get to talk to real human beings. Robin says, it is beautiful here and lots to do in the outdoors. I will be heading to the beach next week. It is one of my favorite places to meditate as the sun comes up. Oh, yes. I occasionally get up for the sun coming up to meditate, only in the summer. In the winter, no way. But I love also meditating when the sun goes down. Um, I'm kind of a night person in that way. So, my friends, it is so good. And again, thank you. I so appreciate your love for Piper and Lily and I, all the deer. Andy, who is an outdoor cat, he's lives on the front porch. We built him a house on the front porch because he won't come in, and only allows me to touch him when I have food that I'm putting down for him. Other than that, but he's tamed a little bit over the years. But anyway, so from all of us here in sunny Ohio, we thank you for being with us today. And we wish you the very best week filled with love. One of the things I like to tell myself is, this is the best day of my life. And if I tell myself that over and over and over every day, so I hope this is the best day of your life. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for the love you send us. And thank you for the love you receive from us. See you soon.